everybody. It is Riley. Today I'm going to try and do a book review because I read a bunch. I go through probably about 5 chapter books for teenagers. About 5 of those in 2 weeks. So I really don't have any idea what I'm doing. I've never tried to do a book review before. So this may be really bad. You're gonna have to try and deal with me, please. Let's go on this journey together. I'm gonna try. Okay, the first book I'm going to talk about is called Hold Me Like a Breath by Tiffany Schmidt. I'm gonna read the little piece that goes on the back of the book. But I don't have the book with me, so I pulled it off the internet. Hold Me Like a Breath, Tiffany Schmidt. In Penelope Landlow's world, almost anything can be bought or sold. She's the daughter of one of the 3 crime families controlling the black market for organ transplants. Because of an autoimmune disorder that causes her to bruise easily, Penny is considered too delicate to handle the family business, or to even step foot outside their estate. All Penelope has ever wanted is independence, until she's suddenly thrust into the dangerous world all alone, forced to stay one step ahead of her family's enemies as she struggles to survive the power plays of rival crime families. She learns dreams come with casualties, betrayal hurts worse than bruises, and there's nothing she won't risk for the people she loves. I've actually really liked this book. It was not a typical story. It was very different from a lot of the teen books that I've read, and that's what I really liked about it. It was well written, and I think the plot was really well thought out, so I would recommend that one. I really did enjoy that one. The next book I'm going to talk about is Pivot Point by Kasie West. Addison Coleman's life is one big what if. As a searcher, whenever Addie is faced with a choice, she can look into the future and see both outcomes. It is the ultimate insurance plan against disaster. Or so she thought. When Addie's parents ambush her with the news of their divorce, she has to pick who she wants to live with. Her father, who is leaving the paranormal compound to live among the norms, or her mother, who is staying in the life Addie has always known. Addie loves her life just as it is, so her answer should be easy. One search, 6 weeks into the future, proves it's not. In one potential future, Addie is adjusting to life outside the compound as the new girl in a norm high school where she meets Trevor, a cute, sensitive artist who understands her. In the other path, Addie is being pursued by the hottest guy in school, but she never wanted to be a quarterback's girlfriend. When Addie's father is asked to consult on a murder in the compound, she is unwittingly drawn into a dangerous game that threatens everything she holds dear. With love and loss in both lives, it all comes down to which reality she's willing to live through, and who she can't live without. I don't like the way they put it on the book. They try to make it sound like it's strictly romance. It's not. Maybe it's just me, but I don't read a story for the romantic parts of it. I want to be a writer, so I look for good plot and good writing, and that's what I pay attention for. The romance to me is just okay, books, it's just part of books sometimes. Don't necessarily get books because they have romance in it, but this one had an interesting plot to it. It reminded me a little bit of Divergent, the way things were sectioned off, but everyone in the paranormal compound has this mind ability. She's a searcher, so as I explained, she can see into the future when she has a choice. Some of them can erase mind or persuade someone else, or mood enhance, mood controllers, and some people have telekinesis, telepathy. Not telekinesis. Telepathy. So, and then there was some exciting elements. The end didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to, but I am pretty naive when it comes to things like that. I'm always surprised at the end of a movie, basically. I would recommend it. It wasn't a super favorite of mine, but it was a good book. Splintered by A.G. Howard. This says, this stunning debut captures the grotesque madness of a mystical underland, as well as a girl's pangs of first love and independence. I should have read these first. These are dumb. Alyssa Gardner hears the whispers of bugs and flowers. Precisely the affliction that landed her mother in a mental hospital years before. This family curse stretches back to her ancestor, Alice Liddell, or Liddell. The real-life inspiration for Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Alyssa might be crazy, but she manages to keep it together. For now. When her mother's mental health takes a turn for the worse, Alyssa learns that what she thought was fiction is based in terrifying reality. The real Wonderland is a place far darker and more twisted than Lewis Carroll ever let on. There, Alyssa must pass a series of tests, including draining an ocean of Alice's tears, waking the slumbering tea party, and subduing a vicious Bandersnatch to fix Alice's mistakes and save her family. She must also decide whom to trust, Jeb, her gorgeous best friend and secret crush, or the sexy but suspicious Morpheus, her guide through Wonderland, who may have dark motives of his own. The book is not about the guys at all. It's about Alyssa, not the boys. This one could easily be turned into a terrifying horror movie, but the book wasn't that. It wasn't scary. The book wasn't scary. It's like dark, but it's not scary. But it would make a terrifying movie, I think. You could turn it into a terrifying movie. This was a really great book, and I haven't even seen the Alice in Wonderland cartoon or read any of the Alice in Wonderland stuff, but this rendition of Alice in Wonderland, I became obsessed with Alice in Wonderland because of this book. I couldn't put the book down until I was done with it. It was very intriguing, and I don't know. It was a great plot. The writing could have been a little bit better, I think, but it was, of course, it wasn't bad. It was very intriguing, and I loved it, and it was a good book. I would recommend reading it, and I think it is the first in a series, a trilogy. Book 1 in the Silver Trilogy, I think. It was good. The Rules for Disappearing by Ashley Elston. This was great. It addresses a lot of the feelings and stuff. Words. I can't words. She's been 6 different people in 6 different places. Madeline in Ohio, Isabel in Missouri, Olivia in Kentucky, but now that she's been transplanted to rural Louisiana, she has decided that this fake identity will be her last. Witness protection has taken nearly everything from her, but for now they've given her a new name, Megan Rose Jones, and a horrible hair color. For the past 8 months, Meg has begged her father to answer one question. What on earth did he do or see that landed them in this awful mess? Meg has just about had it with all of the suit's rules and her dad's silence. If he won't help, it's time she got some for herself. Some answers for herself. But Meg isn't counting on Ethan Landry? I think it's Landry. An adorable Louisiana farm boy who's too smart for his own good. He knows Meg is hiding something big, and it just might get both of them killed. As they embark on a perilous journey to free her family once and for all, Meg discovers that there's only one rule that really matters. Survival. It was a good book in a lot of senses. It deals more with the inner turmoil of Meg. The plot is really interesting and it takes several different turns that you don't expect and keeps you on your reading toes. It was a pretty good book. I give it 4 stars? 3.5 stars, maybe. It was pretty good. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Adoration of Jenna Fox. I have a list in my journal of books that have changed my life, and I read so much that I decided I'd start this list in the very front of my new journal to keep track of all the books that have really changed me as a person, or really the best of the best books. There's 3 books on that list, and this is one of them. Who is Jenna Fox? 17-year-old Jenna has been told that is her name. She is just awoken from a coma, they tell her, and she is still recovering from a terrible accident in which she was involved a year ago. But what happened before that? Jenna doesn't remember her life. Or does she? And are the memories really hers? This fascinating novel represents a stunning new direction for acclaimed author Mary Pearson. Set in near-future America, it takes readers on an unforgettable journey through questions of biomedical ethics and the nature of humanity. Mary Pearson's vividly drawn characters and masterful writing soar to a new level of sophistication. The Adoration of Jenna Fox broke me. It changed the way I think about things. It's so beautifully written and makes you have all these questions about who am I and what makes me me, and it's beautiful. There's a few parts in the plot that I think should have been covered more, like a few holes in the plot, but it's so beautifully written that it makes up for any of the plot. Like, it's really good, and it's so beautiful, and I love it, and I'm emotional about it. And I think this is being turned into a movie, actually. I am so excited, and I don't know how to talk about it because it's just so my heart. Yes, read it. It's beautiful. I even posted a picture of it on Instagram, of me, a selfie with the book on my Instagram, and Mary Pearson, the author who wrote it, liked it, and I freaked out for like 3 whole days. The last book on my list is called All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This book is the 3rd on my list of books that changed my life. I basically cried my way through the book. It says Theodore Finch is fascinated by death, and he constantly thinks of ways he might kill himself, but each time something good, no matter how small, stops him. Violet Markey lives for the future, counting the days until graduation, when she can escape her Indiana town and her aching grief in the wake of her sister's recent death. When Finch and Violet meet on the ledge of the bell tower at school, it is unclear who saves whom. And when they pair up on a project to discover the natural wonders of their state, both Finch and Violet make more important discoveries. It's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, a weird, funny, live-out-loud kind of guy who's not such a freak after all. And it's only with Finch that Violet can forget to count away the days and start living them. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. I don't know how to explain this book. It's a masterpiece and made me want to live extravagantly. It was beautiful, so beautiful. The language is kind of strong in some places in this book because it is about messed up teens, but so many feels, guys. This book makes me sad to think about, but it makes me want to fight at the same time. Fight for amazing things. Fight for, life. I wouldn't recommend this book as a light read to anybody. It's definitely a heavier subject kind of book, obviously. It's amazing. It was great. It was beautiful. And I give that a 5 out of 5 stars, honestly. It changed my life. It really did. And changed the way I thought and looked at things, and made me want to do something, live a little more. I'm a bit passionate about that book. I would recommend it, yes. Not as a light read, but if you need something like that, yes, totally recommend it. It's great. So that's all the books I'm going to review today, although I might do this again in the future because, like I said, I read a bunch. If you have any suggestions, I can talk. If you have any suggestions of books I should check out, then leave them in the comments and I'll try and get to them as soon as possible. I'm always looking for new material. Right now I'm reading the Hunger Games series, which I've been enjoying. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, or if you have read any of these books and have differing opinions, leave them in the comments. I'm totally interested to see what you have to say about them. I will catch you all again very soon. Goodbye.